readers, this is Liz Davidson from Beyond Solitaire Books, and today I'm going to be doing my February reading roundup, except that, you know what, I have a confession, and it's not even a confession because I'm not really ashamed of it. I only read 2 books in February. My job has been really stressful. I've had a really hard time having the motivation to do much of anything, including activities that I normally really love, and that definitely impacted my reading habits this month. So let's talk about what I did read, and also talk about why I'm not too upset about what I didn't. So first, I only read 2 books this sort. So first, of my 2 books, one of them was an audiobook that I listened to on my commute to work, and that is Aftershocks by Nadia Owusu. So I really ended up enjoying this book. I wasn't sure that I would at first, but it's basically about Nadia looking back over her own life. It's a memoir, and she's had this really international upbringing. Her father's from Ghana, but he works for the UN. He's a diplomat. She grows up all over the world, going to Europe, going to Africa, learning a bunch of different languages, and just having this really interesting experience growing up. But at the same time, she's abandoned by her mother at a very early age, and she has a tumultuous relationship with her stepmother. And then her father dies of cancer, and it is a really brutal moment in her life. And because she had idolized her father so much, coping with his loss, especially coping with his loss in conjunction with a mother who doesn't want to take her in, and a stepmother who she loves and hates at the same time, I think, it really damages her. And then that damage really takes its toll many, many years later when she is in graduate school. So you learn about her life and her memories, but a lot of the story takes place in this blue chair that she pulls into her apartment off the street and basically proceeds to have a nervous breakdown in. So she stays in this chair for like a week trying to process her own narratives about her life, her memories of her father, her feelings about the mother figures in her life, her situation as a very worldly, highly educated Black woman living in America. And it all comes out to be really, really interesting. She calls it Aftershocks because she begins the book with this incident of an earthquake that she heard about and really likens her mental trauma to earthquakes and aftershocks going through her life. I did not love that image. Sometimes I thought it was a little bit twee, but the actual stories and the thought beneath it all was so good that I ended up completely forgiving that and really, really liking the book. So if you want a super interesting memoir from somebody who's lived a very interesting life and who stares madness right in the face, Aftershocks is really good. Interestingly, the other book I read this month, maybe because I also have been in a bit of a funk, it was about mental illness. It's called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Gottlieb. And it is a memoir about a therapist who has her own clients, and then she also has a horrible breakup and ends up seeing her own therapist. And she is really interesting because she can describe how the world looks from somebody who's in therapy but hyper aware of the techniques used in it, and also someone who is a practicing therapist. And there are just these beautiful moments of humanity in her interactions with her patients, in her insights into her own life. I really love that book. I actually cried several times while reading it, and I'm really glad that I picked that one up. That was like a Book of the Month Club add-on, and I don't regret it at all. So both of the books I read this month were good, but it was only 2, and normally I'm a really heavy reader. So what happened? Honestly, what happened is life. Sometimes you burn out on things because you're stressed out and you just want to come home and stare at the wall or take a nap after work. I am a teacher who is in a hybrid teaching situation during COVID, and I don't feel safe very often right now. I'm very tired, and sometimes that just takes a toll on the things that you really love to do in your life, even if you don't want it to. So that's what I've been going through, and I guess I just wanted to say that because, you know what, like, those of us who make YouTube stuff, I think there's a pressure to always be producing, to always be reading, so then you can talk about it on BookTube. And, you know, my channel is relatively new, but I have a larger gaming channel that I've also been kind of neglecting this month, and I just wanted to say, that's okay. That's okay. If you need to take time for yourself because you're just not there, you should never force something that's not there and that's not giving you pleasure, because books exist for you to enjoy and they're there for your pleasure, just like games are, which is the other thing that I like to cover on YouTube. And I sort of feel like if you're not in a position where you can really enjoy a book and really hear its message, don't read it. It's okay. Just wait until you're ready. I've started to feel ready again, and it already feels so much easier and so much better, and I'll be back to making videos regularly soon. So if you're in the same spot, feel free to leave a comment of solidarity below. If you enjoy my videos, please do like and subscribe, because there will be a lot more videos coming in the future. I just needed this time. And if you need time, take it. Happy reading.